Hello everyone, CM here to make another video about the Guardians of the United States. And today we have the Guardian of Maine. Now who is the Guardian of Maine? Who is this character and what's this character all about? I'm going to tell you that, but before I do, I gotta warn you first. Do not watch this video for under the age of 18, as this video may talk about some pretty sensitive topics that may not be suitable for kids, alright? Let me repeat that again. Do not watch this video if you're under the age of 18, as this video may talk about some pretty sensitive topics that may not be suitable for kids, alright? So I'm just telling you right now, you have been warned. So let's get into this, as in right here. The Guardian of Maine. Now, who is the Guardian of Maine? What's this symbol right here? Well, that's the symbol of this character. This is the Guardian of Maine, or aka Agent Vox. Now, who is Agent Vox? What is this character, and what is this character all about? I'm going to begin to that right now. Ready? Alright, I'm going to begin to that, and I'm going to be transitioning in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Here it is, the Guardian of Maine, or aka Agent Vox, or aka Madison R. Miles, or aka Agent Vox. This is the Guardian of Maine, as you can see right here, as she's a well-known character who's basically the Guardian of Maine. Now, who is this character? What does this character represent? And what is this character all about? Well, let's get into her backstory and all. Let's do this, as in right here. This young lady is Madison R. Miles, the Guardian of Maine, a very hyperactive and eager young lady who secretly works for the NCC, which stands for the National, which stands for the National Communication Center, and the organization itself uses its power as a governmental agency to keep her existence not known to the public. And the NCC sends her on missions to complete, which these missions involve going after those who try to disrupt or who try to violate communications in the USA or the NCC guidelines, oftentimes silencing or taking down anyone who attempts to ruin communications in America. And the NCC personnel have nicknamed her Agent Vox. And Madison R. Miles will do anything to help establish communications across the USA and help the NCC accomplish its goals. Help the NCC accomplish its goal. Now, this is this character's backstory, so let's get into this. You see, Madison R. Miles had a horrible backstory. You see, Madison Miles was born in the year of July 12, 2001, and was born in the city of Bangor, Maine. And her mother's name is Rhonda Miles, and her father's name is Freddie Miles. And both her parents worked at the NCC, and both would work really hard until eventually, later on, both would get into higher up positions right here in the NCC, with her mother being right here in charge of telecommunications department and the telecommunications department, and her father would end up being the director of the NCC. And now, back to Madison Miles. And Madison Miles, as in right here, and Madison Miles had a tough childhood, as both her parents were always working all the time, and both would send Madison to a daycare when she was younger. However, Madison was very mistreated by the daycare personnel and did not get along with the other kids in the daycare and in school due to her having a hyperactive, or commonly known as ADHD, which led to Madison being alienated from the other kids at school, which led to some kids bullying Madison, as in right here, which made her ADHD get even worse. But there was one person who stood up for her, a teacher by the name of Mr. Drew, who was a good man who took really good care of his students and worked really hard to make sure his students passed his class. And Madison ended up forming a bond with Mr. Drew, and as he gave Madison life advice and even prevented the kids from bullying her. However, good things would not last forever, as tragedy struck in the year of April 14th, 2020, as due to poor communications, a mad, as in right here, A madman with a gun entered the school and terrorizing and harming and killing many students and teachers and other members of staff. However, as Madison was trying to escape, the madman would quickly appear and would tackle and push Madison to the ground and points the gun at her head to shoot and kill her, but just then, Mr. Drew quickly runs and tackles the madman off of her and attempts to take the gun away from the madman, but sadly failed and would end up getting shot and killed right in front of Madison. And this right here, and this brought sadness to Madison's eyes, as Mr. Drew was the only person she knew that cared and respected her. And when things looked dark, as the madman attempted to claim another victim, that being Madison, but just then, the entity known as the Follower appeared and quickly gifted Madison her mutant power, and Madison's power right here quickly activated as she released a powerful sound wave that not only killed the madman, but also shattered every glass window in the school, and then Madison falls to her knees and passes out with her vision completely going dark. Alright. 2 hours later. Hold on. Sorry. My phone. 2 hours later, agents from the NCC would arrive to investigate the sound wave that their headquarters picked up 2 hours earlier, and as they entered the school, only to see a horrific sight, such as students and teachers lying on the ground, dead with pools of blood underneath, and one agent decides to alert the local authorities, and the other agent decides to go searching for survivors. And during their search, they ended up discovering and recovering Madison. As the survivor of this tragedy, now known as the Belgore School Massacre. Okay, Belgore School Massacre. Alright, however, as Madison Miles is being taken into NCC custody, Madison makes a promise to one day reestablish better communication lines to prevent another tragedy from occurring. Alright, that is her dream, that is her goal, that is what this character wants. Alright, as she's someone who's all about trying to reestablish communications in America. As she's a character who's all about freedom, you know. Now, let me guys know in the comment section below what you guys think about this origin story. Alright, let me guys know in the comment section below what you guys think about this story. Do you like this story? Do you enjoy this story? Let me guys know in the comment section below what you guys think. Do you like this character so far? Let me know in the comment section below what you think of Madison R. Miles, or aka Agent Vox. Alright, let me know in the comment section below. Now we're going to be getting into some more things about Madison, and I'm going to be transitioning in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Alright, here's some more things about Madison Miles, or Madison R. Miles. Born in 2001, age 26, height 5.7, height 122.149, personality, nicknames, race, Caucasian, nicknames, nickname Agent Vox, or nickname the loudest girl in the world, or nickname the hyper beast of communication. Those are some cool nicknames I thought I came up with. Personality, this young lady is a hyperactive type of girl who is the guardian of Maine and works for the NCC, and is nicknamed Agent Vox. When you first see her, she is crazy and deadly, who knows how to track and hunt down her opponents and knows how to communicate and get her point across, and speaks in a loud but hyperactive voice and won't back down from anything even if it kills her, and is very dedicated to establishing communications. However, she also has them right here. However, she has weaknesses. For example, she often goes too far when she makes her point across, which puts her and her parents in a very sticky situation. As in, she kind of goes too far with hunting down her enemies and going too far when it comes to stopping them. Alright, and her second weakness is, as in right here, her second weakness is she is too careless. Oftentimes, when she's too careless, she ends up not completely doing the job correctly, or at least, halfway doing it, which ends up leading to more bad things down the line. However, she might have her weaknesses, but she's not a bad person. She just has her faults, but she has a good heart who will make sure to reestablish better communication lines to prevent another tragedy from occurring. Alright, so that's what this character is. That's what this character is all about. Alright, that's her personality, her nicknames, her birthday, her age, height, weight, personality, her race, and everything. Alright, I even have her weaknesses and everything. Alright, so let me guys know what you guys think about these weaknesses. Do you like these weaknesses? Do you think it goes well with the character? Do you think it goes well with this character? Let me guys know in the comment section below what you guys think about this. Do you like this character? Do you like her personality? Do you like how she's wild and hyperactive and is always trying to reestablish communications? Alright, let me guys know in the comment section below what do you guys think about this character. Now next I'm going to be transitioning again as we have some more things to know about Madison R. Miles in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. As you can see right here, description. Alright, this is what this character looks like. She wears a white and black. She wears a white and black armored bodysuit with the NCC symbol on the front of the bodysuit, and she wears a black helmet with a antenna on the helmet, and she wears black sunglasses, and she wears sharp shoulder pads, and she wears speaker gauntlets on both her wrists, and she has a skinny waist, and she has long light blue hair and a ponytail, and she has crystal blue eyes, and she has sharp teeth, and she has many blue-like lines that cover her entire body, and she has a light blue orb that is engraved in the very middle of her own chest, and has blue teal painted fingernails, and she carries 2 technological advanced laser pistols on both her hips. Okay, that's what this character looks like. Now next we're going to talk about her mutant ability, which is this. Her mutant power is called vibrational body. She has the ability to emit powerful vibrations from her body, and she has incredible hearing and can travel through radio waves and can release small sound waves to communicate to people miles away, and has superhuman speed and can vibrate her entire body and phase through walls, and her ultimate move is this. She can emit a very powerful scream that can literally destroy anything in her way. Alright, that is what this character's power is. Let me guys know in the comment section below, would you guys have this power? What do you guys think about this power? Do you love this power? Do you like this idea, this concept? A power right here called vibrational body, where you basically have the ability to emit very powerful vibrations from your own body. Do you like how you can shoot vibrations? Let me guys know in the comment section below what you think that would look like if a superhero or some sort of character had this type of ability. I want to know your guys' own imaginations. As we all know, I often value the imaginations of individuals. Alright, as you can see right here, her ability, she can even phase through walls and everything. Alright, and I try to, draw this character. Alright, let me guys know if you like this design. I try to draw her the best I can. Alright, but you guys are also welcome to draw her as well if you want, okay? Alright, next, I'm going to be transitioning again. I'm going to be telling you about the organization she works for, the NCC, or the National Communications Center. And I'm going to be doing that in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. The NCC. Now, what is the NCC? Well, this is the National Communications Center. Now, what does this organization do? Well, I'm going to tell you what it does. As in right here. As in, this is the NCC, this organization was founded June 19th, 1934. As in right here, this is why this organization was founded. This is the NCC, or aka the National Communications Center, a governmental agency founded with the Communication Act of 1934, which was signed into law by Congress, which was also recommunicated by then late the 32nd President Frank D. Roosevelt. And this government agency was founded for one reason only. The NCC, or aka the National Communications Center, is a government agency dedicated to regulating and monitoring international communications, either through wire or radio or telephone or telegraph or even television in the United States of America. Alright, so basically they're in charge of regulating communications. Anything that has anything that's involved with communications, like TV, phones, or radio. Alright, they basically make sure that they're regulating or monitoring and regulating any organization that's involved with communications. Alright, they monitor it, making sure that no one is getting harmed, or making sure that no one's saying something that's going to lead to violence or anything like that. That's what they're so-called created to do. They regulate and make sure communication companies are following guidelines. Okay, but next we're going to be moving on again, and we're going to be talking about another thing called the GOM.Meet Act. Alright, which I'm going to be explaining to you what that is, and I'm going to be transitioning again in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. The GOM.Meet Act. Now, what is this? Well, the GOM.Meet Act stands for Communication Obstruction Monitoring Protection Act. This is a fictional act that was passed in this world. That's passed in the Guardian United States world. Now, what does this act do? Well, let me tell you what it does. As in right here, this act was founded on March 4th, 2024. This is the GOM.Meet Act, or aka the Communication Obstruction Monitoring Protection Act, which was signed into law by all Congress, which was also recommunicated and demanded by the late 46th President Joseph H. Biden, and this act was created for one reason and one reason only. The GOM.Meet Act, or aka the Communication Obstruction Monitoring Protection Act, was created to give the federal government more power over communications in America, and to obstruct and monitor and to protect and shut down anything that could negatively influence the American public. Alright, as in if there's let's say a film company that makes a horror movie, and they think the horror movie may negatively influence the kids, they have every right to, apparently this act gives people the right to shut that movie down, to shut down that studio if they do not comply with NCC guidelines, or shut down any radio broadcast, or also have the ability to shut down any broadcast that could negatively influence the American public. Now, as you can see, this act is pretty controversial, as some people believe that it's a First Amendment violation, where others believe in this universe that it's really good at preventing terrorists from hijacking the networks. Now, this act was mainly created due to the BMI, or aka the Bloody Month incidents that occurred in the entire month of February of 2024. So that's why this act was created. I'm going to let you guys theorize of what that could be. What is the BMI? What is the Bloody Month incidents? Let me guys know in the comment section below. I want you guys to theorize of what that could be. You never know. I could end up revealing that here pretty time soon. Alright? So let me guys know. Would you support an act like this? Would you support this act? Would you not want to support this act? Do you think this act is good? It would be good of combating, I don't know, preventing people from preventing, let's say, people from negatively influencing the public? Or do you think this is a First Amendment violation? Alright, let me guys know in the comment section below. Now next, I'm going to be telling you another thing more about Madison R. Miles. And I'm going to be telling you what this character represents and what she represents and all. And I'm going to be doing that in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. As you can see, now what does Madison R. Miles represent? Well, she's a character who represents 3 things: freedom, rebellion, and wild, or wildness, as she is someone who is wild, someone who wants to live life freely and doesn't want to be lived in fear no more, someone who's always wants to fight back against, oppression, and fight back against, tyranny. She's someone who doesn't want to be tamed, or she doesn't want to be someone who can be controlled, or neither does she want to be someone who can just, be an obedient slave. She wants to be wild, rebellion, and wants freedom. Alright, so that's what this character represents. Let me guys know in the comment section below what you guys think about this character. Madison R. Miles, or aka Agent Vox. Let me guys know in the comment section below what you guys think about this character. I'm going to be transitioning again in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Alright guys, don't forget to like and share, comment, subscribe to the video. Thank you guys so much for watching if you watched it this far. Don't forget to follow me on my Twitter account right here at Awesome899. And also let me guys know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this character? Do you like this character, Madison R. Miles, or aka Agent Fox? Do you like this character? What is your opinions on the NCC, or the National Communications Center? Let me guys know about that. And also, lastly, let me guys know what you guys think about the GOM.Meet Act, this fictional act. Would you support it or not? And also, right here, this is also the symbol of this character, which is the word Vox, with the V, X, and the O in the middle. Or in the O in the background, alright? Alright, so don't forget to like and share, comment, subscribe to the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful and blessed day. And as I've been saying, may God bless.